Hey, so this is an example of a little project that I worked on for our church, and it involves this little LED matrix over here and a remote control that I built. It's actually Wi-Fi, so it has battery inside it as well that you can charge and move it around. And then there's a little Raspberry Pi sitting right down there on the table. That's the message broker for this. And what happens is this sends a signal to the Raspberry Pi message broker using Mosquito protocol to increment, and then that turns on the sign, and then you can also cancel the sign. And the reason for this is that as we are doing streaming services, it was fine for the good folks in the sound booth to just yell up to the front to say, hey, 30 seconds before the video is done, because we had some videos when you were live streaming, you had some pre-recorded videos because you could only have so many people inside the sanctuary at any given time. So a lot of the music groups and whatnot would pre-record their videos throughout the week, and then they would play them, but then the people that are doing the live service need to understand how much time they have left. Now, with the event of having some live people back in the sanctuary again, it didn't make sense to be able to yell at people and say, hey, 30 seconds left in the middle of a video that's being shown live in the church. So that's why I created this little sign. And so this little sign works like this, where when they're watching the video that they're streaming, they can hit the 30-second button, and then the little timer will start on the LED screen. So this is an RGB LED Matrix, and that timer will start counting down, and it's big enough that they can see it all the way up to at the front of the sanctuary. And I just did a couple little enhancements to it where it counts down and it gets to 10, and then it's going to flip a border on, just so it's a little bit more visible from a distance in case people had, not so great vision. They could see that the border was lit up and they only had 10 seconds left before the video was going to end and they needed to be ready to talk for the live service again. And then it just also has a little cancel button on there as well. So it's got the 30 seconds, you can hit that, and then you can also hit the cancel button, cancel it in case you did it on accident. But this uses a little controller from Adafruit. This is the Matrix Portal M4, and then the LED Matrix is from Adafruit as well. It's a 32 by 32 RGB Matrix. The remote controller has I can't open it up right now with one hand, but it has a Feather Huzzah board in there. It's an ESP8266 chipset on there. That just has 2 pins connecting for the digital output for the 2 buttons on it. And it's kind of cool because the Feather Huzzah does have that JST connector for batteries, so you can plug in little LiPo batteries into it and roam around with it. And then the Raspberry Pi just simply runs MQTT message broker between the two. It'd be nice to just be able to run the messaging broker on the Matrix Portal M4, but I don't think its CPU can handle that process on there as well. And if we do it long term, I might just do some hardwired switches up to the Matrix panel M4 instead of doing a remote control for it. But for now, it seems to work, and we're in business.